Hello, 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 everybody. Nice to see you. Hope you can see me. Hope you can hear me and all those good things. Welcome to the Friday Night Live with Aquarium Adventures, where people with nothing better to do come to hang out. Thank you. Thank you, my kindred spirits. I hope you're all well. Who have we got in so far? We're starting with Brian. Last in, first out. Nope. First in, last out. Something like that. Anyway, good evening, Brian. First and second and third, is he going for the crown? I should get a price for being second and third. $3.99. Stuart's in. Nice to see you, Stuart. As is Anders Ljungblom. Gothenburg, Sweden is here too. Popular in Scandinavia, me. I don't know why. Nice to see you, Anders. And Hans from Sweden. A couple of Swedes in tonight. Nice to see you too. In fact, let's just... I'll pull up the live stream map. We can just double check we've got enough Swedes in. So as you can see, we have one in Sweden so far. I think this is it. I think it's just one. Yeah. Oh no, we've got two in Sweden. I might have already added you, but I can't remember who this one is. Or that one. But you said Gothenburg, didn't you? Gothenburg is already on. We must have added you already. My excellent geography has not let me recognise that one of these is already Gothenburg. So we can skip that. Stuart says, evening from a chilly Wolverhampton. Yeah, it's not the warmest Sheffield either, I can say that much. Cold up there in Scotland. Mal's in, nice to see you, Mal. Juggler too. That's not Juggler, I clicked on Lee's thing. From a cold Bolton. A cold and chilly Bolton, yeah. Summer. Yay. There's Juggler, nice to see you. We've got Dennis is in, nice to see you. Demis, Simon, Graham, and so many others. After the Supreme Court ruling today, does that mean I've seen the last of those car finance ads on YouTube? Oh yeah, I knew that. I saw that was happening, but I kind of trailed off and lost interest. So I will no longer be compelled to join a class action suit, I guess, for being missold some kind of car finance scam. For those of you wondering, we're kicking the night off with available to the public at all good merch stores. But this is called, what is this called? Whiplash, Flowers and You. Pale Ale. Very nice, very nice. Just Epicness is in from all the way from South Africa. I don't think we've got any South Africans in. We're going to have to add in South Africa. New Continent Alert. Sorry, we already have South Africa. We have Johannesburg. Need to let us know how you're doing. Tommy's in. Nice to see you. Netherlands representing with Jonathan. Hans is the one up north. That's right. Stevie P. Nice to see you. How we doing, Stevie P? I have a new job for you, Stevie. In fact, I have a new job for everybody. You know how I'm like an international celebrity with viewers in Johannesburg, Austria, Sweden, Denmark, United Americas of States, Canada even, and even a couple in New Zealand. And Craig Rutherford. Hello, Craig. Craig Rutherford. I went to school with someone called Craig Rutherford. What's the chances, I wonder? Yeah, so I've been working on a new app, not the one I've already sent you, Stevie P. This is an Android phone app. But they've changed, well, I don't know if they've changed the rules, but the rules to get onto the Play Store now are quite strict. And you need to have a minimum of 12 testers testing for 14 days before they'll let me get on the Play Store. So for the past couple of videos and streams, I've dropped these little, you're not going to be able to see that. Anyway, it's a widget for your phone. So either everybody that watches me uses iPhone, which I can't believe, or I have 80 odd thousand bots subscribed to my channel, or 80 odd thousand people don't want to play along and don't want to help me. That I can't, with 80,000 subscribers, garner 12 people to come and help me, which would be nice. Very selfish of me, I know, but it's a little app that will help you track your YouTube channel. You don't have to have a YouTube channel to help me test it. If you just want to help me test it, you just have to give me a Gmail email address, and then I can add you to the thing. So if you're interested, we'll talk more about it later. But I'm stuck at 5. That includes family. Jersey CI, Dave is in. Hiya, Dave. Susan's in. How we doing, Susan? As is Phil. Nice to see you, Phil. Phil put a big plant order in last night. That was nice. If you saw my I was trying out vertical live streams yesterday, so if you saw that, I was trying a live stream of the unboxing of the latest plant delivery, which was a little bit of hit and miss. It was some very large plants, but a couple of them were a bit tatty. They'll clean up fine and they'll all come good, but I just wanted to show you the actual quality of the plants to give you a chance to get in there and buy them before I have a chance to screw them up. So for one night only, that's not, because it's 2 nights. For yesterday, I offered a discount code for those of you who were in the stream, so you could get a bit of money off. I'm going to extend that to you this evening. So if you want to buy some plants, you can go back and check out yesterday's stream to see the type of quality of plants, or you can just go on the website and use code LIVESTREAMCREW for 10% off anything it costs. It's not limited to plants, but there you go. Hang on, Juggler's saying, I had a pen pal called Craig Rutherford from Cambuslang when I was... Are you taking the piss? One of those holiday mates you kept in contact with for the next few years. Well, I lived in Cambuslang. That's where I went to school with someone called Craig Rutherford. You're like, no. You're like doxing me or something. You're doing me. You're doing me. That's weird. If that's real, that's weird. Fishvet, nice to see you. Even all, apologies for my lack of attendance, but poop has been hitting ventilation systems for a few weeks. No, it's, hey, attendance is not mandatory. It's very much come when you want. Bill's on iPhone. Tommy's a Motorola Android-ish, but Android nonetheless. Simon says, I'll help. Dennis says, I'll help. Excellent. Well, if you want to, there used to be a button for emails, but I deleted it because I never used it. Now I actually want to use it. If you want to use it, want to help, you can email me with your Gmail address. I just need a Gmail address. I'll add you to the thing, and then I'll ping you back a link to, you can join the test, or you can drop me a note on Discord. There's a button for that as well. I know there is. Nope, that's not it. That's it. You can drop me a note on Discord and we'll sort it out that way, but it would be good because I have big plans for other apps to release. This is just a little bit of a test. I mean, if you do have a YouTube channel, you might find it useful. It's an app that I have used for years and I've always been upset because it never really worked properly and it was always really clunky. So I thought, I'll make my own. So I've made my own. It's just a really simple, straightforward widget type thing that shows you some information. But it's more about me learning the process of how to get apps made and released. It's part work, part like little side project thing for me to learn how to do these things, and then once I get good at it, I can release bigger and better apps. That's the idea anyway. So any help would be, it's completely free, doesn't cost you any money, doesn't track data, doesn't serve ads, doesn't, none of that stuff. It's all free, all that kind of stuff. So yes, if you want to give it a go, get in touch. I just need your email address and I'll add you to the team. Mal says they might be dubious of sharing data with a breach list. Like, yeah, well, there is that. Yeah, I'm a bit dodgy. One of the apps is going to be a security app. Lisa says I'll look into it. Yeah, no rush or anything. It's just one of those things. What's life come to, says Brian. Me and Susan spending time together in a live stream. Oh, man, if we can make hearts meet over the internet. I mean, you make it sound like you're in different continents. You're like a couple of hours away from each other. Get on a bus. Fish Shop Matt doing mod duty yesterday. He was, yes. Fish Shop Matt was very nice. He came in and helped me out with my chat and pointed me in the right direction, as did JT. So thank you to both of you. The one thing I noticed about the vertical live streams is here, I've got all my full setup with all my screens and everything. I've got different screens in different places and everything's really easy to see and control and read. On the vertical live, I had one phone pointing at me and another phone and me trying to read chat, and the chat just kept disappearing on it. So I think I spent a good 30% of the time going, what's that say? Ah, it's gone again. Ooh, yeah. So we'll need to do a little bit more testing on that. Where do we get to? No shit, was he? Yes, he was. There's also Scott Rutherford. I don't think they were related. Scott was a bit older than me. I'm sure Craig wasn't related, but he was in the same year as me at school. Or was he? I didn't really know him. I just kind of knew of him type of thing. The good news is that I did explore costs of an easy pond for internal use. I feel like a crazy cat lady, but I'm a crazy fish guy, just like Graham. I investigated easy ponds. Investigated? That's not even a word. I investigated easy ponds. That's for my first mega tank. That was option number one, was an easy pond. They're the ones. In fact, can I show you easy pond? They're like these. Let's look at the range. Oh, they've got new ones, but basically these were the ones I was looking at that you could see. Designed to go outside, but you can also keep them inside, and they have different ones and everything. But as you'll see, they've still got this bloody button. So they do have pricing on the website now, which is a bit of an improvement. But I had questions when I was doing it, and I remember phoning them up, or I think I'd emailed them saying, oh, I'm interested in, let's say it was this one, I'm interested in the EZ 750i, but I don't want a bottom drain. Is that the same price? Because they talk about bottom drains being easy. So they've now added drain-free option available. And all I wanted to know was, I can see you say it's £2,595. If I don't have the drain, is it cheaper? That's all I wanted to know. And I got half a dozen phone calls, emails. So the first load of emails that came back were all things like, would you make an appointment so we can have a chat through your requirements? And I was like, no, my requirements are, I want to know how much it is without the bottom drain. Okay, but we really need to understand what you're going to use it for so we can figure out what the best option for you. I want this one without a bottom drain. End of story. How much is it? Well, it'd be much easier if we could just, I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to have a chit-chat with you. They kept using the word chit-chat, which really pissed me off. But no, I do not want a chit-chat. I do not want a discussion. I want to know how much it costs so as I can compare it to all the other options that are out there. I'm not looking for a new friend right now, thank you very much. And in the end, I just gave up with him because he just wouldn't tell me the bloody cost of the thing. But we got there in the end. No, we didn't. I just dumped it and I built my own. So that's the story of Megatank. But I do think they're pretty cool. I still would consider it for an actual pond. They just look proper. I think that's the word, isn't it? Not cheap though. So $5,000 for that one with a side window. I'm pretty sure I could build one cheaper than that. George Herman, good morning from New Zealand. Good morning, George. Nice to see you. 2,000 gallons is reasonable for a living room, right? As long as your living room's on the ground floor, then maybe we'll be okay. Aquarium Adventures, you have my Gmail. I'm on Android. Well, if you're willing to help, I will include you too, Brian. Does it need to be a Gmail address? It does. I don't know why. Yes. So I've signed myself up, like with 3 different phones, my family's, you just need to install the app and leave it for a bit. That's all. What did we get to there? What are you drinking tonight, Graham? I'm drinking Whiplash, Flowers on You. I'm drinking the remnants of my Beer 52 Club order this month. I've 100% bangers so far in the Beer 52 range. And I'm not just saying that, hoping that they'll give me a sponsorship. This month has been good. Vertical streams greatly increase your chances of a dickhead comment of the week. Do you know what? Ever since I introduced the concept of dickhead comment of the week, everyone's been delightful. I'm saying that as if that's some kind of complaint. I should really be leaning into that and saying it's really good. But I don't know if it's become public knowledge that I'm now publicising dickhead comments. But Rebecca, have you tried Buckfast yet? Oh, it's Rebecca, and there she is. Freshwater ichthyology. She's either had or planning a visit to Glasgow. I don't know if it's specifically to go and see the building that's named after me, the Graham Kerr building. But we were having her on saying she should go and try some luxury wines. Like Buckfast, made by monks, don't you know? Aquarium Delirium, this sounds like an episode of the Still Game on how Jack and Victor met the tram accident. There he is! Craig Rutherford! Craig Rutherford, did we go to school together? Are you the Craig Rutherford that is either my old school friend or Juggler's pen pal from some kind of holiday? You're going to have to let us know. But welcome, Craig. Rebecca says, I go the end of the month. I might be going to the end of the month as well. I'll show you around. I enjoyed the stream. It was something different to watch and see the product, so I bought some. You did buy some. Thank you very much. So they'll be shipping out on Monday at your request. Yeah, I should do some shelling, shouldn't I? If anybody else wants any aquarium plants, they're all fresh in. Well, they're not all fresh in, but the ones you saw yesterday are all fresh in. Get them now before I have a chance to let them sit in my tanks and rot and break them and all that kind of stuff. And if you use the code LivestreamCrew, you'll get 10% off. Email sent. Right, excellent. Nice to. I'll check all this out tomorrow probably. Or maybe Sunday. Well, at some point, basically. It's the school holidays here, so as I'm working, I'm using the weekends to do day trips and stuff, so I think we're going to Manchester tomorrow. As you do. Are you going to the Klansman in Craig Lang? Craig Lang is the fictional place in Glasgow that the TV show Still Game? Is it called Still Game? Or was that the sketch show? But Craig Lang was it meant to be... I can't remember the actual area it was in. They look cool, but not that nice for $5,000. I mean, they probably are nice, and they are enormous. So even the ones that are $5,000, they're pretty big. And yes, that is a lot of money, but the way I was thinking about it is if it was a comparable thing, you're buying something that somebody else is doing all the work, so you have to pay them to do all that work. If you were to get somebody to come out and dig you a pond and make it watertight and all that kind of stuff, you're kind of in that area for that kind of size. So it's going to be a good few days' work and effort and tooling and all that kind of thing. But yeah, it is a lot. I was trying to justify it there and I went, nah, it is a lot. Point of order. We will also be doing the quiz. It's the first month of new quizzing this month. Does that make sense? Sort of. And thanks to the vote last week, we are overwhelmingly sticking with GeoGuessr format for the quiz. But the Eliminator, at least for this week, don't know about always, we're switching back to the old format to do the Eliminator, which will be specially themed tonight. But I'll put in the quiz. Am I? No, I'm not. What week are we on here? Is it 224? I think it is 224. The link for those of you that want to play the quiz is going in chat now. This is the first month. If you are new here, like Craig's, we do a bit of a quiz once every Friday for the entire month, and whoever got the most points at the end of the month wins a prize, eventually. Would a jacuzzi be cheaper? It would, but I'm going to do that thing where I try and justify it and then immediately don't again. They are much bigger than jacuzzis. But yes, you could buy a vat of some kind. But they're just a little bit more premium than that. They are nice. They're nice. If they're worth $5,000, that's up to you. I wasn't looking at the $5,000 ones. I was looking at the $2,000-3,000 ones. And if you saw my comparison videos between DIY and building it myself, just material costs these days is ridiculous. So yes, you can build things yourself cheaper, but if you were to pay yourself, you easily get into the same kind of realms. If you have it installed on your work phone, would that not be called misuse of a company phone? Possibly. I don't actually have a work. I do have a work phone somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's in a drawer somewhere. I've never used it. I just have the work SIM installed in my dual SIM phone. I'm not carrying around two phones. You fixed online trolling? Yeah, what, by shaming them all? If only it was that easy. The famous RFC says, my other half got me one of those perfect draft machines for my birthday. Oh, I've seen them. Yeah, some of them look really cool. I've not been here for a few, so I assume Shirley number 1, number 2, and number 3 aren't being dollar eaters anymore. They are. I've had to move the smallest of the silver dollars in with Brian, because Brian doesn't seem to mind about the silver dollars. He only minds about hands and killing hands and fingers. So there are 2 of the smaller silver dollars in there at the moment. They're kind of leaving the other silver dollars alone, but they do chase them about quite a bit. So my latest plan, now Brian's in focus, my latest plan for those of you who haven't been here for a while or whatever, this tank is getting upgraded. We're moving this to a 7-foot tank just for Brian and the silver dollars. That should be coming sometime. I've bought it. I've had 0 communication since buying it. So I don't know. It's one of those things like, is this a scam? But they seem to be well reviewed and stuff. I'm going to give them another week because they did send I bought it on eBay, so it's a custom 2-order tank, and they did lay out a timeline of, right, so days 1 to 4 we are cutting the glass to size, days 4 to 7 we are assembling, days 7 to 14 we are letting silicon, and then all this kind of stuff. So I get it at day 28 or whatever it is, but it's just like, oh, radio silence. I'm like, hello, you got the money? Whoa. So I shall reach out to them. They did respond to my questions before I made the sale. So hopefully it's all fine. But yes, this tank is going to move here and be extended and take all the fish that the bass are trying to eat, or all the fish that Brian will try and kill. So we can have 2 big tanks for big fish with different sort of temperaments. Because the way it works at the moment, Brian is a giant gourami. He's kind of tolerant of smaller big fish, but anything that's kind of Oscar sized or above, he's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to have you. This is my tank. Silver dollars, even though my silver dollars are like yay big, he doesn't seem to mind about them. So I don't know if it's maybe he just doesn't see them as a threat, or they look the similar colour to him, or whatever it is. He's kind of fine with them. So we're going to move all the silver dollars over here, have Brian over here, and then just have bass, Oscars. I've moved the black ghost knife in there because that's a good foot long now as well. We've got the catfish, the little catfish that I took from Liam as well. And they'll live in the big mega tank with the big footprint, and maybe one day we'll get some rays. That might be nice. So I can see some of you have joined the quiz. We've got 7 of you so far. Trappist, Trapfast, or Buckfist. The latter seems more appropriate. Yeah, we just call it Bucky. There used to be lore around Buckfast when I was a kid, that if you had little batch numbers on them, and I can't remember which ones were which, but any of my Scottish friends and viewers, do you remember this when you were at school? That sounds weird. Remember alcohol when you were at school? But if you got a bottle with a certain batch number on it, it was like, oh, this is the good stuff. Oh, we'll save this for the weekend. Craig's got back to us, right? How weird is this? This is weird. I have a half brother from Aberdeen called Scott, but I'm from Southport. Near no. Oh. Oh, I realised I didn't turn on the desktop. I shall do that again. Oh well. That was like the culmination of Scottish people across the world. Whenever they meet someone, the inevitable response from, whether it's in England like I've been, or you're on holiday and you're like, where are you from? I'm from Scotland. Oh, I knew a guy called Roddy from Scotland. Yeah, there's 5 million of us. I don't know him. But the amount of times it's turned out I did actually know him. Oh, terrible. Fishfam Link has given you some instructions. Turn that like button blue and smash subscribe to show your appreciation. I'd love that. Yeah, why not? Definitely do that. It's absolutely free to watch this. You can join, you can super chat, you can do all those things, but just say hello. A wee like. All good. Mandy's in, Zen Ginger, and a blanket. Hello to all. Kind of distracted still. Oh dear. Cat saga not resolved. I hope we're all well. We hope you're all well too. That there is the link for those of you who want to quiz. Just for you, Mandy, if you do fancy a distraction, I have minimised the amount of geography-based questions. Maximised the amount of sports ball questions. No, I haven't. Brian is going to promise not to ruin the quiz. It's fine, Brian. You try. Do your best. I'll have the ban button at the ready. Put you in your little timeout naughty step if you do it again. Hans has to go up on the roof tomorrow and take the yearly pond photo. Oh yeah, definitely a tradition since 2017. And join Discord, everyone, and you can see the progression of some of those. I think we've got the last couple of years of photos anyway on there, haven't we? Tell the truth, at the end of the month, Juggler wins it. No, well, Juggler hasn't won for over a month. Last month was Error 404, who is an enigma. No one knows who Error 404 is. So I can't even give him a prize, or her, because I don't know who they are. There's a massive financial overlap between a massive glass tank and an easy pond over a certain level. It's just less stressful than the massive glass tank. Yeah. My mega tanks are all fine and well, but they're built with 2x4s and glass, and it's a look. Yeah, you have to make some compromises if you want that. If you wanted a glass tank of those kind of sizes, it's like, ouch, how much? And it's not even about compromises at that point. It's just, it's a house ruining volume of water. If you're going to have it in your house or near your house, the only reason I've done it / got away with it is, I guess, because it's built to fail. If all the tanks in here suddenly combusted, the water's only got one place to go, and it's not going to touch the house, foundations, any walls. It's going to run straight out, down a hill, and away. We're all good. But yeah, I know what you mean, and I did that myself when I was considering getting one. It's going between the, oh, I'll just build one, oh, I'll just buy one, oh, I'll just get a glass one. Same with this 7-foot tank that I'm buying here. I wanted to build it again because I enjoy doing it now, and I think I'm getting quite good at it after doing 2. But it just doesn't make sense because that 7-foot is the limit where just buying it is cheaper. Right, we're getting close to that time. Well, we've passed that time. We're ready to do the quiz. Let me just scoot through everything. Make sure I have it. Oh, Emily. They've realised it's going to be an influencer and can't let the trainees attempt to go out. Well, that's why they're giving me the silent. I don't think so, because I contacted them first, had a couple of questions, and then I did ask them, said, look, I have to ask. I have a YouTube channel. Any chance of working something out? What my ideal would be, because they do lots of normal size tanks as well, I thought we could do some kind of commission-based affiliate type thing that if it works out and I get a nice tank and it's really nice, I'll pay full price for it and all that, but I get to offer a discount code. So often when these things are offered, you see your favorite YouTuber saying, if you use codes whatever at checkout, you'll get 5% off. They get that 5%, or they get 2.5 of the 5% as a little kickback for promoting the thing. So I was trying to say, well, we'll do something like that, and they were like, nah, influencer, sminfluencer, not interested. And I was kind of like, respect. I like that. I'm fine with that. So it's just a straight up transaction. Here's my money. I get my thing. And I mean, I will still say it's good. If it's good, it's good. I'm not going to say, well, they wouldn't give me a deal, so I'm not going to tell anyone where I got it from. So I will definitely still share all that kind of stuff. I'm looking for it to be good. Right, where are we at? Where are we at? Error 404 can't be found. Oh, very good. Right, little face. We have 10. No, someone's just given up. We have 9 players. This is your last chance to get in. 9 players. God, my popularity has taken a hit recently. If you want to play, that's the link there in chat. Stephen says, ironically enough, I get into aquariums a couple of years after our house flooded and I had to rebuild the bottom floor. Oh dear. Error 404 is just Juggler's alter ego. Maybe I imagine if it was. I do appreciate less geography, but I hope it's not just because I was a sad, whiny you-know-what last week. I'm having a pity party of one, and I hate being the Debbie Downer. You're the life and soul of most of the parties, Mandy. It's all... shit happens. So you don't have to put on a brave face. Wouldn't it be messed up if Error 404 was just Graham? Right, what's going on here? Sorry. I'm just going to have to do something. There we go. I didn't like that it was covering my beautiful face. We're all right now. Error 404 strangely has a pen pal called Scott. I say, well, Scott Rutherford, I don't think actually liked me very much. Like I say, he was a couple of years older than me. Depending on how many beers we have, I might tell you a story about Scott Rutherford later on. Anyway, 10 players it is. If that's what we've got, that's what we've got. We're going to get into the quiz. Good luck, everybody. I hope this doesn't start with a geography question because, you know, I promised less geography. Good luck. That's loud. Which girl group had a worldwide #1 hit in 1999 with the song Say My Name? Choose the right answer. Faster the better, the more points you get. Of course, it was Destiny's Child, which almost everyone got. Den Boss fastest. Move on to drink number 2 of the evening, which is called, I'm sure it's meant to be pronounced Granda, but I read it as Granda. Adagio. Italian Pilsner. Ooh, Pilsner. Question number 2. What kind of fish is a kipper? See, fish-based questions and everything in this one. Is it a mackerel, a herring, a plaice, or a sole? Smoked me a kipper. I'll be back by morning. It is a herring. You going for mackerel on that one, but no, it is a herring. Juggler, Zenny, Fat Kids. Ooh, almost got full points. Juggler and Zenny full points so far. Which of these US coins features President Franklin D. Roosevelt? A penny, a nickel, a dime, or a quarter? One for the Americans. There'll be a Yorkshire specific question later to make up for it. Apparently it's Yorkshire Day. I did not know about this. It is the dime, apparently. I'll just give it a minute for some irate people to go, no, it isn't. But that's what the quiz book said. Brian says, who cares? The people who want full points. Question 4. What rock band turned down the opportunity to have one of its singles used as the theme song for Friends? Bonus points if you can tell me what the song was. It was REM. It's not the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters didn't exist when Friends was on the telly. Did they? Oh, they probably did, actually. I take that back. It was not the Foo Fighters or the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It was REM. And if you can tell what song it was, I'll give you some bonus points. Juggler gets some bonus points. It was Shiny Happy People. After 4 questions, Mountain Plateau, 475. Stevie P, Mark, Juggler, and Zenny stuck on 10,000 points. Question 5. This might be a geography one. Sorry. No, not yet. In bingo slang, what number is represented by the phrase, 2 fat ladies? Is it 88, 66, 22, or 99? Fans of the It's Fishy YouTube channel might know this because he does lots of bingo. Bingo. It was 88. A Freudian slip of the bingo slag. The picture here, the image is of the Fat Slags, which is cartoon strip here in the UK in the Viz. They're the first thing I could think of when I thought of two fat ladies. I'm making no assertions. I'm not being misogynistic or whatever. Question 6. What percentage of all animals are beetles? So this is your slider question. All the way to the left to choose 0%, all the way to the right to choose 100%. The answer was 25. 25% of all animals are beetles. This was a fact I learned today. That's just why it's a quiz question, because I was like, what? Poor lads from Liverpool can't be that high a percentage. Now, these are the Beatles, not the Beatles. Mark getting full points on that one. Well done. Anyone else getting full points? No. Plants at aa.co.uk. I'm going to have to make that an address now. Stephen's in top spot. Not too far ahead of Mark, though. Juggler, not far behind. On to question number 7. Surely this is a geography one. Right, this is a country one. Find the country. So you just need the country. What country was once part of Yugoslavia with the capital city of Zagreb? So you should have an option to click on a map, have a look around. Where do you think that country is? Click anywhere in said country and win some points. Once part of Yugoslavia and has a capital city called Zagreb. What do we think? You've now had enough time to Google Zagreb and find out what it is. But you won't get as many points because you'll be slow. It's a cheater-friendly quiz. Time's up. It was, of course, Croatia. And there is Zagreb. I like Croatia. I was just like, hey, Bosnia, want to go to the seaside? Tough shit. I mean, that's just all this seaside. Bosnia gets this little bit here. Yeah, we'll just go here. It's fine. The rest of it's all Croatia. Greedy buggers. Question 8. What is a loppet? Is it a breed of rabbit, a ski race, a marine snail, or a Scandinavian pie? Stevie P got 0 points, but I was right next to it. And he refuses to Google. That's fine. What did we think? Oh, Scandinavian Pie was most popular, but it was in fact a ski race. Apparently some kind of long distance ski cross country race, something like that. Fat Kids Win at Seesaws, taking the lead off Stephen. Adam says, I'm trying to play in the car. It's not going well. There's no 88 in bingo. There's no 88 in bingo. What? There is an 88. Otherwise, we wouldn't have two fat ladies. There might be no 88 in Andrew's bingo. Maybe that's what it is. No, there's definitely an 88. What is this? Well, hang on. The chat's just caught up. It stops at 75. It doesn't. Juggler says in the UK, bingo goes to 90. Well, bingo, UK invented bingo, I'm pretty sure. Or was that China? Who knows? How many bingo numbers are there? Hang on. Quiz paused. How many bingo numbers are there? How many numbers are there in bingo? A typical bingo game utilizes numbers 1 through 75. In American bingo. Well, the Americans doing things wrong again. In the British version of bingo, it goes up to 90. So yes, you're right, Juggler. And therefore, two fat ladies, 88. Oh, sorry. Question 9. Who is this? A picture of a feline cartoon. Who is it? Is it Garfield, Heathcliff, Top Cat, or Oscar the Cat? We're not allowed to fat shame anymore. Maybe that's why they chopped it down. That was, of course, Top Cat. Ooh. And we reached the halfway point in question 10. Sports ball. England won the Euros for the second time by beating Spain. Who did they beat the first time? Was it Germany, Spain, Sweden, or Netherlands? So England have just won the Euros. England ladies, but still England. Beating Spain at the weekend. Who did they beat the first time a couple of years ago? Germany was the most popular answer, and it was the right answer. So, at the halfway point, Fat Kids Win at Seesaws in the top spot. A couple of thousand ahead of Juggler, who's a couple of hundred ahead of SJH, who's a couple of thousand ahead of Mark, and Mountain Plateau making up your top 5, but it's kind of tight in the top 10. Not that many in it. Right, question number 11. US tech firm astronomer CEO was caught having an affair with Kiss Cam at what concert? Was it Black Sabbath, Coldplay, Taylor Swift, or Kylie Minogue? Well, Stephen's glitched. So you're in there twice. That's fine, we'll sort that out in post, as they say. It was Coldplay. I think that's hilarious, frankly. Like, everything about that's hilarious. Apparently he's trying to sue Coldplay Somebody asked Chris Martin from Coldplay, I was like, oh, apparently you're going to be sued about this. So what are your thoughts on that? And his thoughts were laughing into the mic for 5 minutes. I always love it when people do something shitty and wrong, and rather than when they get caught, they blame the way that they got caught rather than the fact they've done something shitty. Ha 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 ha, is all I can say. Anyway. Next round. Aloo is the Hindi word for which vegetable? Is it potato, lentil, cauliflower, or lentil? Ah. 2 lentils. That wasn't meant to say lentil. What was that meant to say? Who knows? So everyone who loves a curry, because most of the UK will know this one probably. It is potato. I think this is a sagaloo, or that might be a... Not sagaloo. That's got to be... What would that be? Aloo, balti aloo? Who knows? Who knows? Question 12. 13. What instrument are you playing if you perform a rim shot? Is it the triangle, the glockenspiel, a recorder, or the drums? A bit loud, that. That should have been drums. So me has got 4,742 points for that, and everyone else has got 0. What I'm going to do is add 5,000 points to everyone else, because the rest of you all went drums, and that is correct. So in the end, I'll let me keep the 4,700 points. But yes, it should have been drums. Sorry. Let's move swiftly on. What sport did Happy Gilmore want to play before finding golf? Ice hockey, NASCAR, tennis, or American football? Juggler, how do you know Graham has written a question? A, it's right. B, it's wrong. I mean, there are 20 questions. I only got one of them wrong so far. It was ice hockey. The Bruins, to be precise. Yes, I tried to pick a picture where you couldn't actually see the big Bruins logo. But anyone seen the new one? Happy Gilmore 2? Anyone got any thoughts? I have some thoughts. With Happy Gilmore being one of my favourite films. But we'll talk about that later. 15. What percentage of all animal life, this is another fact I learned today, what percentage of all animal life lives in the Amazon rainforest? 2, 10, 16, or 22? It's 10. That's not unintentionally wrong. It is, in fact, 10. Which doesn't sound that impressive until you think about it. 10% of all animal life, considering how much diversity there is in animal life in a tiny little bit of the world. There's loads of amazing facts about the Amazon. Right, 16. Another geography one. Pinpoint the location. Sorry, Zenny. Have a bash. But where is Mount Kilimanjaro? Where is Mount Kilimanjaro? Mandy says, I watched it yesterday and it was just basically one giant Easter egg for the first movie. It wasn't top tier production, but if you're into looking for nostalgia, it hits all the notes. Almost exactly. That's a very concise way of saying what I was thinking about it. But I think you could put at the end of that, therefore I hated it, or therefore I loved it, and still be the same. But yeah, I feel exactly that, yeah. I loved the fact there was loads of Easter eggs. I loved the fact there was loads of cameos and terrible ham acting. I loved the fact it was ridiculous, because that's what the first one was like. I loved the fact that he killed his wife in the first 10 seconds. So, where is Mount Kilimanjaro? I almost feel like I should break into song, sing some Toto. If you don't know where, take all the time you need. Well, you've not got much left now, but guess you'll get some points if you're in the right continent. Where is it? Oh, we've got a few people nice and close. It is, of course, in Kenya. We've got Mountain Plateau not too far away. Fat Kids Went to Seesaw not too far away, but it's actually right there. Juggler's just to the left a bit. We've got some people there. Sudan for Mark. Ethiopia for Zenny. Yeah, that's not that far away. Kenya, good guesses because that's pretty much right, but it's right there. Mount Kilimanjaro. So SJH. Error 404's here. Reveal yourself, Error 404. You've got prizes to claim. Oh, spot on, you guys. Well done. Final standings, not the final standings, but current standings. Juggler in top spot, SGH just behind. Oh, there's a few thousand points there. Fat Kids, me, and Mountain Plateau making up your top 5. Anybody's game still. Anybody's game. Question 17. What mathematical symbol was Ed Sheeran's first studio release? Was it plus, multiply, minus, or divide? Man, you got half points. Better than the 22 I usually get. See? Geography can be fun. It was plus. It was indeed. Well done, Juggler, getting the full complement of points, not letting anybody catch up with you. Stretching that lead to 10,000 points with 2 questions left. 3 questions left. So, yeah, we're hoping Juggler gets the next few wrong and somebody else gets them all right to make it tight. 18. Where is the city of Accra? We've gone geography heavy at the end. Sorry, Mandy. But where is the city of Accra? That is a picture of the city of Accra. But where in the world is it? Mal says, have you ever noticed you never see me and Error 404 on the same board? That's because I skipped the quiz. Oh, Error 404 got it. Fat Kids got it. It's in Ghana. There it is, right down at the bottom. On the coast. Juggler got it as well, though. 5,000 points all round. Question 19. What is the name of a straight line that joins any 2 points of the circumference of a circle? Easy for me to say. Tommy's been kicked out. There you go. There's the link again. Don't know what you mean. It is pinned. It's called a chord. The chord is the name. I was hoping to catch a few of you out with diameter or radius, but nope. Well, with one question left to go, I think we have a clear winner, but just for funsies, because remember, this is a month-long thing. Juggler doesn't come every week. Question numero 20. I only just pinned it, Tommy. I was making a joke. Fish that migrate between fresh and salt water are known as anadromous, bipaleocentric, heromorphic, or poldrothic. I made up 3 of those words and I couldn't remember 4 of them. Andromus. Salmon. Yes, that is the picture. Well done, Mal. Mountain got it. Zenig got it. Me got it. Evie got it. Error 404 got it. I think Juggler just didn't get it just to show off he had some spare points. But yeah, it is a salmon, so maybe we'll give Mal some points as well there. But that is it. How is that done? The standings. We've got Juggler in first, SGH in second, and Fat Kids win at Seesaw in third. You've all come dressed as UPS drivers for some reason. Don't know what's happened there. Right, let me take a quick screenshot of this so we can sort the scores out later. I'll save that as quiz og 1. So that is the standing so far. I'm going to add on 5k to everyone except me. So does that make a big difference? I think that means Error 404 moves above me. But everyone else just kind of stays where they are. So me moves down 1 spot. Everyone else gets 5k because of my cock up. Also, I have to add in 3k for those of you who are members. So we'll do all that in post-production. So keep me right next week when you come along and I'll show you the spreadsheet that I've done. I need to remember to add 5k. Graham, this is a message to you tomorrow or Sunday, whenever you review this. 5k for everyone except me, 3k for members. Right. I think I can press continue now. Thank you everyone for joining. That was fun. Anadromous. Is that how you pronounce that word? Okay. Salmon. I don't know why that makes me laugh. Brian's back. I didn't know you were gone, Brian. What happened? I didn't kick you out, did I? No. So we've got one more quiz for you this evening. This is an instant win. It's an instant win, but a kind of delayed gratification prize ceremony. So you can win it tonight, and you never know. I might get something to you within the next 6 to 8 months. Message to Aquarium Adventures, 3k to members, 5k to everyone but Graham. That wasn't me. Me is not me. Me's a different me. I am me, yes, but I am not me. That doesn't make sense. I am me, the human. I am not me, the quiz player. I was not playing the quiz. That's what I'm trying to say. So we've got the Eliminator coming up soon. This is going to be done on the old platform, the old Crowdpower thing, and it's themed. So if you want to see that, we'll be kicking that off in, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or so. But now is the time where we open the floor to any questions that anybody's got, anything you want to discuss. So I'll finish my thought about Happy Gilmore, because I've had lots of discussions about Happy Gilmore. People going, oh, that was rubbish. Nothing like the original. And then you have to say to them, have you seen the original? It was also rubbish. I don't know what people were expecting. Were they thinking they were going to get some kind of Oscar performance from Adam Sandler? I know he has made better and better films as he's got older. Some of them have been discussed in the realms of Oscar nominations and things like that. One about the diamond heist and stuff like that. He has done some serious films, which you can love or hate or be ambivalent about. But it's Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore was the stupidest film I've ever seen. But it was also fantastic because it was so unashamedly stupid. Happy Gilmore 2 was nods and winks to that stupid film and adding in more stupidity. I loved it. I thought it was great. I loved all the stupid cameos. I loved all the stupid... I loved the cameos because they were all terrible acting, but you can tell they were really enjoying it and they were having great fun there. Stephen says, we watched the first Happy Gilmore with the kids last Saturday. We're watching the sequel tomorrow, so no spoilers. No, I won't spoil it in terms of plot or anything like that. I enjoyed it. It was stupid, but I expected it to be stupid. I wasn't expecting Oscar performances from people. I was expecting in-jokes, silly jokes, and I got it. So I was very happy about it. The Eminem cameo, watch for it. Yeah. John Daly was amazing. Yeah. And like reading into it, like Eminem didn't take a wage, wasn't paid for it. John Daly was paid $1. I think Travis Kelce was paid $1. All these big names, they just wanted to be in it because they wanted to be part of something that was ridiculously stupid but fun. I loved some of the things in it where I don't want to spoil I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but there was just so many bits in it. Like, I mean, you probably know this. It's about someone who had a great career, has fallen out of fortune, and then come back and do nods to things. Like, there's a little bit where they've got all the greatest golfers have like a bust made of them, and it's like Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and then they get to Happy Gilmore's one, and he's got like buck teeth and everything. He's going, oh yeah, it's John Daly, not John Daly, the Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods. He sees his own one with the teeth, and he's like, yep, okay. And it just reminds me of all like the David Beckham statues and all the pranks that were played and people like that. It was great. So I really enjoyed it. I'll just leave it at that. Adam Sandler films are supposed to be so bad they're good. Exactly. Yeah, I loved all the Adam Sandler films, and some of them were so stupid, like Billy Madison or That Veronica Vaughn, Vaughn Be His Best, Big Daddy. They were all objectively shit films, but really funny and just think you just don't need to. It's kind of the easy for me to say, the antithesis of films you need to sit and concentrate on. You just have them on and just enjoy it without having to understand something. They were great. Millie Madsen's my favourite, yeah. There's just loads of, like, me and my friends used to spend loads of time just randomly quoting things from all the Adam Sandler films for any kind of inappropriate situations and stuff like that, yeah. Christopher Junkin. Hello, fellow fish freaks. Hello, Christopher. How we doing? Simon's asking a question. A fishy question. That's what we like to see. Every now and again it happens. Any ideas for a largish pet fish? Nothing too aggressive. Oof. That's a toughie. What do we mean by largish? I guess we should qualify that. If we're talking Brian-sized, I can't think of many things that get to Brian-sized and aren't aggressive. There's the old adage that anything a fish can fit in its mouth, it will fit in its mouth and treat it as food. So even if they're not aggressive, very aggressive, if they can eat it, they'll eat it. So I think you're limited there. If you want to step down a little bit, there are some gentle giants, I suppose. Again, like the black ghost knife fish gets to a foot long. You'd call that a big fish. It's not what you'd call that kind of big fish. Doesn't bother most fish, but yeah, went round eating 100 of my tetras because it could fit them in its mouth. So you need something kind of difficult. Christopher says a fahaka pufferfish. In my experience, no. I have made several videos of me trying to keep fish with my fahaka because I used to maintain that it was about the personality of the individual fish. So if the individual fish is chill and calm, it'll be fine. But no. Every time I've tried it, it's ended in disaster. Fahakas, for me, are definitely a species, not a species only tank, a fish, one fish per tank. That's it. Mabu, they're kind of gentle giants, but then you're into the realms of this, you're going to need like an 8-foot tank minimum to host something like that. But yeah, big pufferfish, that could be good. Not a fahaka, just you know. Maybe it would work for you, but every time I've tried it, it hasn't. Mabu would be something like that. I'm trying to think what the other ones, like things like rays and stuff like that. So again, but they're kind of, you're getting into monster territory. I don't know if you mean monsters. Well, that's a good one. What does everybody think? Let's have a discussion in the chat about it. What Adam Sandler did for the kid that died in the film was a great thing to do, so his family get royalty. Yeah, so one of the cameos was he had a young actor that had died, had him only a short thing, but it was a short but very deliberate. Here's a scene with this kid. Oh, Keith is all Sandler movies except for Punch Drunk Love are great. I'm mentally 12, so I relate. Yeah, maybe that's, and I think that's just, it fills a void for people who are trying to be too serious. Some of them are just awful. What was the one where he played like him and his sister? He was like both characters. I remember sitting through that one going, no, this is just a bit too far. No, I don't like this one. But even Punch Drunk Love, I didn't mind that. Even the more serious ones, the ones where he tried to do all about the comedians, which I immediately forgot the name of. The one about the diamond broker. They were like more serious films. And they were good in their own right. And they got a terrible rap because it was Adam Sandler that was in them. But The stupid ones, your Billy Madisons, your Big Daddy, your whatever it might be, 50 First Dates or whatever, I think they're like they just unashamedly give you what you expect. And if you're going there expecting anything other than that, you're the one that's in the wrong, not them. They're really good. Loads of them are really good. If you haven't seen the first one, the second one is probably dumb AF. Don't get me wrong. Yes. There's no way you could not see the first one, watch the second one and go, oh, yeah, I love that. Because it just doesn't make any sense without knowing the first one. Zohan, yeah, all of them. They're all great. Wedding Singer, yeah, the first song I learned on guitar was from The Wedding Singer. The films came out at the perfect time for my sense of humor. I was in my preteen to teen. Yeah, the same for me. They were all on. I was never a proper student, but I lived in student houses, and I lived in shared housing with folk that I worked with. So when I first moved to Sheffield, I had a room in a shared house with other people that I worked with and other friends who I'm still friends with today. But that's what we would do. We would sit and watch Adam Sandler films, amongst many other things. But watching Adam Sandler films, playing Tony Hawk's on the PlayStation, drinking a lot of beer, smoking a lot of weed. But mostly, yeah, it reminds me of a very happy time in my life and lots of laughter. And who wouldn't want that? Yeah, Wanna Grow Old With You. That was like the first song I learned on the guitar. Sorry, Mal. It just makes me laugh. I don't know why you saying salmon. Salmon are apparently good in all water types. Yes, there's a name for that. I've immediately forgotten what it is, but there's a name for it. Not having a flower horn again or Oscars. Yeah, flower horn, definitely not peaceful. Oscars, again, is one of those where I've heard people say Oscars are kind of chill and Oscars are kind of murderous. So that might be something that's. But yeah, most bigger fish. I'm really struggling to think of anything that's a bigger fish that won't try and kill everything else and comes in contact with. Ever since I've got into my foray of bigger fish, that has been something that's really quite problematic. Trying to have harmony in a tank that's enormous without just having it for like 3 fish. It's like I'm going to have a 7-foot tank that's basically just going to have this fish in it. That's ridiculous. I could literally have 10,000 tetras. If only there were more fish that were just chilled. You don't have to hunt each other. I'm going to feed you every day. Stop killing each other. I was leaning towards a medium-sized snakehead. I've kept a few snakeheads, and the only one that was really chill was the giant snakehead, the emperor. Well, it's not a giant; it was an emperor snakehead, and I only got that when it was fully grown. So I don't know what it was like growing up, but when it was fully grown, it didn't suffer fools. But it wasn't aggressive. It wasn't the aggressor. But if something had to go at it, it would be like, yeah, get out of it, yeah. Whereas all the smaller snakeheads that I had were all a bit chompy. So I don't know about them. Waru are pretty chill and don't get massive. Yeah, so the poor man's discus, as they're often called. And I mean, discus are my favourite fish. I'll never not do them. They can be aggressive, but they tend to not have big enough mouths to cause too many problems. But Waru, yeah, they similar sort of temperament. Was the fat golfer Haley Joel Osment? Yeah, he was like the ringer, wasn't he? He was, yeah. Jack and Jill, that was the one. That was painful to watch. That was a hard watch. If you're watching this, Adam Sandler, sorry, that was the one that was my line. Spanglish, didn't mind that. Didn't love it, but didn't mind it. Christopher's kept many dwarf snakeheads, but my only experience with big snakeheads is the giant. Yeah, so my only experience with a big one is the Emperor, and it was pretty chill. But I don't know what it was like with the smaller ones, maybe. Ian says, hi, Grahammy. Don't often watch on PC, usually on TV, so never get a chance to comment. Just wanted to take the opportunity to say thanks for creating some cracking content. Oh, you can come again, Ian. Thank you very much. It's almost worth reading twice. The Wedding Singer it did have a great soundtrack. Hubby and I went to Honolulu, Hawaii for our honeymoon and rode ATVs through Mount Koala, where they filmed 50 First Dates, as well as a bunch of other things like Jurassic Park and Pearl Harbor. Ah. Oh, very cool. If I'm going to specify a size, then something between 30 to 60 centimetres for the fish or the tank. Hopefully the fish, because the 30 centimetre tank is not very big, so it must be the fish. So between 30 to, so that's for Americans, 1 to 2 feet. Not helping me. What about flagfish? They're pretty chill. Flagfish. They were like, yeah, they're well over a foot. Don't really get too bad. You could have other things like the one thing I've been thinking about doing as well is the what do you call them? Silver sharks, no, bala sharks. Bala sharks and growing them on to like full size because they get really big. They don't tend to be too aggressive. I was wondering if they might go okay in here with this guy. It's the fish you often see sold in pet shops because they come at that size. You never see them when they get to that size. That might be good. Or tinfoil barbs. Yeah, there's another one from Hans. That's a good idea. One to ponder on. One to ponder on. Right. We've got 5 minutes until we'll start the Eliminator. Just get it up. Right, so tonight's Eliminator is going to be a little bit different. It's to do with a theme. There is going to be a theme, and it's music themed. I don't know how much I want to tell you about it yet. But there is the link. Blackberry silver dollars. Yeah, there's loads of different silver dollars. Some of them are really the tigery ones. Fantastic. So my silver dollars, like I was saying, the biggest silver dollars I've ever seen in my life. Some of them are the size of my hand. Like, put my hand like that. So yeah, they're a good. The biggest ones are 12 inches. Nose to tail, including nose to tail. Sharon. There may or may not be some kind of Ozzy Osbourne related motivation behind it. I've just purchased a T-bar cichlid. Amazing fish. Oh yeah, T-bar cichlid. Where did I first see them? I often see them kept as the focal fish in planted tanks and stuff like that, where it's the bigger fish. They probably don't get over a foot though, do they? But pretty cool looking fish. Who was it that had that? Who's the guy that does the live streams where he just gets stoned? I know, says the guy who sits and drinks beer. It was like Everyday Fish Keeping or something like that, it was called. He used to have a really nice T-bar cichlid. If I could have any big fish, it would probably be... I'm going to have to try and read this now. The giant red, that bit was easy. Kaloi gorami osfromnos sempasciatus. So, one of them, but the red tail version. Dan at Everyday Fish Keeping. Yeah, was that his name? Meh. He had a nice cichlid. That's all I remember about it. We are not friends or acquaintances. I just remember that about it. Need to replace the pinned link with the new link. That I can do now. This is why your head... I almost said head cheerleader. That's not what I wanted to say. This is why your head mod. I think we'll have to give you the name of head mod now. It used to be Jennifer, but she's not been here in years, so you get the title now. Oh, there's a good shout, actually. Fancy goldfish. Yeah, some of them get really big. You keep on with discus, tetras, and shrimp, and it's been working fine. Yeah, I know a few people that keep some fancy goldfish. Or yeah, I do actually. I was going to say it was mostly arandas, but no, we've had arandas, ranchus, even common goldfish. But the fancier, like, because they get enormous. But if you include finnage and stuff like that, even just body size, you get some that are like big, massive tennis balls and bigger. And then including finnage and stuff, yeah, they get pretty big and they are pretty cool. Some of them, I feel, I don't know, I'm on the fence sometimes about some of the fancy goldfish because some of them you're like, that's struggling just to exist. Some of them are just like beautiful, and I totally get it with some of them, but some of them are a bit like, can't see, can barely keep afloat. Not afloat, but you know what I mean. The giant red Kaloi only comes from Borneo. Their whole body turns red. Wow. I did not know that. I'm going to try and find your previous comment to see if I can now Google it. Oh, yeah, wow. So I was expecting this kind of thing, but just with the red fins, the red tips on the fins, but like that kind of thing. You can see that one if my head's in the way. Nope, my head's in the way. This one. So that's what I was thinking about. The red tail ones where you see the tips of the fins, and that's a stunning fish. That's pretty cool. But that's completely different. Still love you, Brian. All good. Know you killed loads of my expensive fish. Right. For those of you who like to scan things, there is the scanny thing. We've got 10 of you in and we're ready to go. So, tonight's Eliminator is based on band logos. Band logos, band images. Images that are closely related with bands, music bands, that is. So you're going to be shown an image and you're going to be asked to type in what band that is. Don't have to worry about spelling. If you're close enough to it, I'll give you it. But that's what we're going for. You're going to be shown an image and I want to know what band has that as their logo, as a primary image you would associate with them, something along those lines. That's what we want. Are we ready, everyone? Because we're starting in 10 seconds, even if you aren't. They get progressively harder, I think. That's the way it's designed. Question number 1. Rock. So I'm giving you the genre and the image. The genre of the band as according to Wikipedia and the band. So if you get it close enough, you'll get the points. Any seconds to go. Less than that. Big clue there. Well, that is their logo. Everyone's gone for Guns N' Roses because it was Guns N' Roses. Okay, everyone got it? Move on to question number 2. Prog rock. This band, their genre is prog rock. What do we think? Just band, not the album, just the band. I know this particular one is an album cover, but it's kind of synonymous with the band. Pardon me. What band do we think this is? We've got 10 votes in. One person either given up or doesn't know. Everybody's gone for Pink Floyd. Everybody is correct. Well done, everybody. Question number 3. Rock and roll / pop / blues. What image does this band relate to? What band does this image relate to? So I have to type in all your bad spelling now. So, you know, at least try and spell it right. I can get no idea of the answer. I can get no. Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones. Rolling Stones. It is indeed the Rolling Stones. everybody's still in, apart from the one person who went out straight away. So Zenny, Stevie P, Evie, SGH, Tom and Jerry, Dirty Den. Dirty Den. Christopher, Juggler, Error 404, Texas Tom. Question number 4. Grunge. Grunge. Whose logo is this? What grunge band's logo is this? I really want to be able to tell who it is that's spelling them all wrong. I want to shame your bad grammar and spelling. What kind of person does that make me? Dirty Den. Dum dum da da dun. Is that meant to be the EastEnders outro? So these are meant to be the easier ones. We're getting into the harder ones. Harder ones usually start about question 5. Is that you, Simon, that went with Nevrana? Evie's my daughter playing in the other room. I'm hella proud right now. She's doing well. And I think she's got this one right as well, because everybody went with Nirvana, or Nevrana, if you're Simon. And it was indeed Nirvana. Zenny, Stephen P, Evie, SGH, Tom and Jerry, Christopher, Juggler, Error 404. Who are you? Dirty Den. Right, this is where it starts to get a little bit harder. Question number 5. Rock/punk. Whose logo is that? This is one of my favourite bands. I've seen this band in concert, and I still guessed wrong when I did this quiz myself. It's one of those ones where I went, oh, of course it's them. It's not them. Oh, we've had our first wrong answer of the evening. Brian, just stop chatting. Stop chatting during the quiz. Although if you do go with Grenade Boys, you will be wrong. We have 2 answers. We have Green Day and Blink 182. It was Green Day. I won't tell you what I thought it was because they might come up later. But yeah, it was obviously Green Day. As soon as I pressed it, I was like, no. But Evie's still in. Zenny, Stevie P, Evie. We've lost Dirty Den. It was indeed Green Day. Right, question number 6 is where it starts to get a little bit harder. Punk rock. Punk rock. Now, you might have to be able to see the image really closely. It might help you out a little bit. Ah, I can see some of these guesses and I'm like, ah, that's quite clever. Wrong, but clever. When you're a man of a certain age, or a person of a certain age, my age, you could not move at one point in time for people wearing t-shirts with this on it. Not one of my favourite bands. I probably couldn't even name more than 2 or 3 of the songs, but they were everywhere. You think this is who sung Peaches, Tommy? somebody else thinks that too, because we have several answers. We've got the Ramones, the Beastie Boys, the Presidents of the United States of America, the Dead Presidents. So, presidents of the USA, they were the Peaches people, weren't they? But it was, in fact, the Ramones. We've lost a few on that one. Stephen P, SJH, Tom and Jerry, and Error 404 are our remaining players after question 6. Question 7. Metal. Metal. Whose logo is this? Metal. So I need to give you a clue. Funeral was today. That helps. Yeah, if you're out, you still get to play. You still get to guess. So keep playing. A good few of you have got this one. I thought this would be a tricky one. It's not an image I necessarily associate with this band, but it is on everything they do. Black Sabbath. It is Black Sabbath. Yeah, 4 remaining players all got that one though. Well done, everybody. Question 8. Alternative rock. Alternative rock is the genre this band describes themselves as. What do we think? One of the answers so far is Bumbleclot. No clue. It's not right, but I like it. This band made the second song I ever learned to play on guitar. That's not true now, I'm thinking about it. Third. You have predominantly gone with Radiohead because it is Radiohead. I got this one wrong when I did this quiz. Zenny's a creep, but not a winner. I've never seen that on any Radiohead stuff at all until I googled it and went, oh yeah, it's everywhere. But we lost one of them. There's only Stevie P, Tom and Jerry, and Error 404 left with 2 left to go. Here we go. Question number 9. Alternative metal. Alternative metal. Who could that be? Got lots of lazy answers coming in. Right. This one, nobody's got it right. We have one person saying All American Rejects, one person saying Beastie Boys, 6 people saying Ratum. Ratum. It was actually Rage Against the Machine. So, unfortunately, nobody gets it there. I'm giving you Ratum, obviously. Obviously. Are you raging, Zenny? Are you raging against the machine that you don't know this one? Yes, it was Rage Against the Machine, or Rat M. So Tom and Jerry and Error 404 are still in it. Aquatic News Network wrote it out. Yeah, he did. I got that one. Right, final question between Tom and Jerry and Error 404. Let's see if either of them can get this one. I don't know how I would do I need to come up with another one if we need a decider. Groove metal. Groove metal. Clever. The ones that are coming in so far. Wrong, but clever. Sorry, I like that one. You only put this in to avoid having to send out stickers, is somebody's answer. I mean, I tried to. I got this one right, so I got this one right. So it is gettable. But thankfully, my postage bill doesn't need to worry about that, because you all said these ones. Spinal Tap, clever. Slipknot, I see there is an S there. Pantera, you only put this to avoid having to send out stickers. Never seen it. Slipknot, it was in fact none of them. It was Sepultura. So unfortunately, there are no survivors at this quiz level. But what do you think of the format? Do you like the themed questions? So we've done movies, movie posters without words. This is band ones. I was going to do album covers, but I thought that was a bit niche. So this is just bands and logos. Never heard of them. You've never heard of Sepultura? So in my first house, when I bought a house when I was 18, because we could do that when I was 18. It was only a small house. It was a flat that I bought with one of my friends. And he was into Sepultura in a big way. And I was like, I don't get it. But every time I hear them somewhere, I'm a bit like, oh, I remember this. My daughter only got one less than me, so that means I'm parenting well. It does. You're right. You should take that as a win. I don't think of myself as old. I am old. I'm objectionably old. Yes, objectively old. But I don't think of myself as old. I still think of like my parents' music being old music, but now my kids are way into that. Where my kids are so cool, they don't even like music. They don't like specific music. They don't like bands or performers or whatever. And I'm old for listening to an entire song from start to end. I'm like, oh God. Then I think, oh, I'm just doing what I did to my parents because they like to listen to the whole album, whereas I just wanted to sing. Oh. But yeah, I'm old. I'm old. I'm going to need to find some Sepultura without getting copyright struck. How's this going to happen? Let's see. How do we do this? See if I can get a bit that's known by everybody. It's not going to work out properly, is it? Thinking about it, 59 million views. Right. This is Sepultura. Yeah, see where I'm coming from? That was Roots, Bloody Roots by Sepultura. This is Smashy and Nicey on Aquarium Adventures FM. Yeah. If you are interested in that, search up Drummio Sepultura Roots, Bloody Roots. Drummio is a YouTube channel where they sell drum lessons and stuff like that, but they bring in famous drummers from different bands and stuff, and one of the things they do is they bring in the drummer from one band and they play them something they've never heard of before, and they have to make up a drum beat for that. And this was one of the songs that somebody had to do, and it was brilliant. It was just amazing. But that whole series of ex-drummer plays song he's never heard of, they're all fantastic, so definitely worth it. I just heard Rory Roar. What he was actually saying was roots, bloody roots. Hence the African chaps. Roots. Yeah, you get it? It's a thing. If you're of a certain age. But Stevie P, you're of a certain age almost. You're only a few years behind me. You must have heard of Sepultura. The comments on this video are, some of them are great. As an Australian with Scottish and Irish heritage, this song makes me proud to be Brazilian. Awful. Yep. I mean, I did go through a lot of my life thinking they were awful, and yeah, I don't take a lot of convincing to think that that was awful, but some people liked it. I mean, they were a fairly decent-sized band. Right, put it in Discord. I could stick a link in the Discord, I suppose. With my ex-flatmate and friend, Gary. You ever watch this? See, I remembered Sepultura. He had all their stuff. Yeah, they're a Brazilian heavy metal band. There you go. I believe they would have been considered garage band screamio. Steven's just turned 40. Yeah, I know, he's got a 4 at the start of it. I've got a 4 at the start of my age as well, so we're the same age, Stephen. We all, whatever decade we're in, we're the same age. Once we've reached this age, like, there used to be a big difference between 39 and 31, but 40 and 49, same age. Sorry. Wait till we turn 50, Mandy. What happens then? I've got a very expensive... My wife was born the year after me, so she's the same age as you. 78 she was born. So when she turns 50, my eldest son turns... So she turns 50, my wife turns 50, my eldest son turns 21, my middle son turns 18, my youngest daughter turns 16. I'm going to have to remortgage. Can't afford that. That was very bad planning. I grew up fairly sheltered, so if they weren't American mainstream of the 90s, I would not have heard them. Hear that? You're basically 50. Yeah. As soon as you turn 40, you're almost 50. Especially to younger people. Younger people, as soon as you turn 40, you're old. Doesn't matter if you're 42, 77. Old. Same bracket. That's it. Who is this shepherd? Right, we're reaching the end of the evening, everybody. There might not actually be anyone still here. There rarely is at this point in the night. Thank you to the 26 of you who's stayed this long. If you are interested in helping me out with the testing, if you've got an Android phone, you want to help me out a little bit, remember you can stick me an email. That's a few of you have sent me an email. That's good. That'd be useful. But the most useful thing is just keep coming and saying hello. Watch some of the videos, all that kind of thing. Speaking of old, I clearly need to get my reader. You should have watched my live stream from yesterday, Mandy. I did a vertical live stream when I spent the entirety of it like this. What's that say? Can't. Somebody says a thing. Yep. Thank you. Who's that then? So, yes. I had my readers on and I still couldn't read it. That was terribly. If you fancy for the rest of the evening, so you've got like an hour left, you want to buy some plants from aquariumadventures.co.uk, there's a 10% off discount code that's still live. Live stream crew, I believe it is. You can get some nice plants. But I need a pee. And I've got to drive to Manchester tomorrow. So those two things together mean I should probably go and get an early night's sleep. What do you think, everybody? We do that? Thank you for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend. I keep doing this where I can't actually find the button that ends the stream, so then I end up talking for ages. Where is it? There it is. No. Thank you everyone that comes along. I do enjoy these Friday nights. They're my little respite from the world. Hope you get a little bit of joy out of it as well. The quizzes are just for fun. Don't worry if you're rubbish at them. Not pointing any fingers at any Mandy's. But we all do our own good things. See you next time. Same time next week. Thank you for joining me. Bye.